Shalom, my Aunt Hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I am a proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women. And we know our brothers are always holding us down too, just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our podcast today. It is a privilege and an honor to be before you today. In fact, it is my bliss, especially because we are in Holy Uprising 2020. This is a divine and extraordinary season. And I've said it before, and I'm going to continue to say it again. Black family, we are in our finest hour. It may not look like it, but when a woman is having labor pains, she's getting ready to birth something new, and so are you. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get ready to get into our subject today. Beloved, we are going to discuss the latest that's happened concerning the fallout of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan being erroneously, libelously, falsely labeled anti-Semitic. Those that have been influenced by him, those that the white mainstream media are using as a proxy to Minister Farrakhan, they're going after them too, like Deshaun Jackson. Another one is who? Nick Cannon. We're getting ready to talk about the real reason that Viacom had the nerve to fire Nick Cannon. Oh, baby, I'm getting ready to get into this thing. Just before we do that, Black family, just a little bit of housekeeping. As you come in, please come in giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share, especially if you are watching us on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. If you happen to be watching us on one of our other platforms, beloved, if you're watching us on one of our other platforms, please make sure that you like, that you share, and that you subscribe and follow wherever you happen to be watching us today, on whatever time frame or time zone you might be watching us. We're so pleased that you've tuned into the Vicki Show. So let's get ready to get into it. Thank you so much for doing that, family. One more quick thing here. Make sure that you text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. We want you to know also that we have a store at shopfnq.com. Somebody say shopfnq.com. You can get all kinds of amazing products and apparel at shopfnq.com. And you're going to be supporting Black media, and we're pleased to serve you there. So make sure that you check that out. So family, without further ado, let's get ready to get into it today. Yesterday, we did an amazing show regarding the unjust attack on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. If you missed that, Black family, make sure that you check out yesterday's show. Shout out to you, Sheila, for your gift. She says, thank you for all you do. Thank you, beloved. I bless your gift 1,000-fold, especially as the first financial contribution underwriting Black media. Thank you so very, very, very much. Instagram family, welcome to my Instagram family. Instagram, I want you to get ready to come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com because I'm going to need to use this device, okay? Instagram, get ready to come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Again, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. I want you, Black family, to get caught up right now in the continual fallout of the attack on Minister Farrakhan, now by and through Deshaun Jackson and Nick Cannon. You do understand that Deshaun Jackson said favorable things about Minister Farrakhan. That's how they're connecting him in one way. He made an alleged statement, another statement, but he also said some positive things about Minister Farrakhan based on my remembrance. But also Nick Cannon, and in fact, I saw him there in Minister Farrakhan's garden as he was entering to hear Minister Farrakhan speak July 4th. Again, I had the privilege of being invited by Minister Farrakhan's office to attend. So I do remember seeing Brother Nick Farrakhan just kind of spirited right past us. And I told my mom, I said, oh, Mom, I said, that's Nick Cannon. So, beloved, your open enemies don't like when we meet without them. Lord have mercy. Our open enemies, are we holding court today, Black family? All rise. They don't like for us to be in environments without their presence or one of their faithful Sambos or coons. They want to always monitor and surveil what you are hearing and what you think. Shout out to you, Vicki Spencer, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Vicki says, thank you for your knowledge, Queen. Thank you, beloved. This is so that they will continue to control you by them surveillancing and listening in on Black conversation. They're trying to keep track of where you are. I've told you on numerous occasions that the biggest threat to white supremacy is the big black brain. Somebody put hashtag big black brain. The reason they have many occasions throughout this country outlawed your ability to read and write, it's a reason for that. They're trying to control your thinking. That's what makes you the most effective slave and tool for white supremacy. They're only able to rule, beloved, when they're able to control the mind. So when they get you high and drunk all the time, when they keep you out of your mind, they've now legalized it. Some of you are real excited, but it makes you docile. God, today, you're not able to track and trace your open enemy when you are out of your mind. Your big black brain, beloved, is a treasure. Shout out to you, Erica. She said, all rise, court in session. Thank you. Love to your deputy sister, beloved. And so they never want you out. They don't ever want you, beloved, outside of their control. That's the reason why they maintain such a strong hand on the levers of media, arts, and entertainment, music, so that they can control your thinking. But I want to break something down to you today. Keeping that in mind, let's get on with it with Brother Nick Cannon. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Instagram, I can't wait to see you now at flynubianqueentv.com. I need to use this device. Thank you so very much. Again, Black family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Feel free to follow me again on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Let me finish posting this bit. And as I'm posting this, family, please, for those of you that haven't, give us the thumbs up, would you? On the count of 3. Are you ready? And again, if you're watching us on one of our other platforms, be sure to like, share, and follow. I know if you're watching us on different platforms, all of the, the icons and so forth, they're not always the same. So wherever you're watching us on, just be sure to like and share and get ready to engage. Are you ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like. Be sure to share. Thank you so very much, beloved. I'm ready to get into this thing now. So let's see what the latest is. I posted this on my Instagram page today and on Twitter. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki, my last name first. So this is what I posted today. Do you all see that? And the other thing that I posted today on Instagram is this image. And it says the hidden reason Viacom fired Nick Cannon and why he's fighting back. I want you to listen to an excerpt of this piece that Nick released. I saw it first on Twitter with a breaking news from our dear brother. I was tweeting yesterday when I learned that they fired him. So I started to break some of that news on Twitter. Watch this. So Nick put this out. He put the link out today on his page. And so I was excited to share it. And I also went to his Facebook page, actually, before I even saw this news article, where Nick gave a very long and lengthy statement in response, another statement in response to Viacom firing him. So let's listen to this variety piece, right? It says Nick Cannon demands full ownership of Wildin' Out. Says Viacom CBS is on the wrong side of history. Y'all listen. Actor and TV host Nick Cannon has struck back at Viacom CBS hours after he was dropped by the media giant for making anti-Semitic comments on his podcast. We know that Nick did not make anti-Semitic comments. If you want to hear the breakdown on that, look at yesterday's show. Take the same principles that I gave you and discussed concerning the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan yesterday, and you're going to understand why that's not true. But keep listening. It says Cannon has asked for ownership of his MTV and VH1 series Wildin' Out, as well as an apology for the company. Somebody talk black to me. Did you hear what the black man demanded of this white supremacist organization that benefit off of his genius, that made billions, at least $1 billion plus, off of his shows and his prowess? Y'all listen. In a major upset. Somebody say upset. Y'all help me. Y'all know I don't watch sports like that. I consider watching sports, right under a terrorist attack. The only one that I can, one or two times that I could stand to watch was boxing. And that's because I didn't have to understand really all the rules to know who was winning and losing in boxing. I knew whoever had the biggest black eye and the biggest lip and the most blood, and who was panting the hardest was probably losing. Somebody talk black to me. But watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. So this white supremacist network, who only was worth anything because a black man was on the scene. Just like with anything else, America is only America because of who, family? Vicki, keep reading. Sports is only a thing because of who? Music is only a thing because of who? Fashion is only a thing because of who? Education is only a thing because of who? Architecture is only a thing because of who? Mathematics is only a thing. Philosophy, medicine. Somebody talk black to me. Because of who? Cannon has asked for ownership of his MTV and VH1 series Wildin' Out. Somebody put the word own in the chat. OWN. Somebody say own. Do you know what I'm getting ready to say right now? While you put the word own in there, I'm going to ask that after you put the word own in the chat, I'm going to also ask that you put the emoji, the globe. Put a globe in the chat for me. Would you put own and then put a globe? Do you know where I'm getting ready to go right now? Would you allow me to take a sip of water from my Fly Nubian mug that you can get at shopfnq.com? That's shopfnq.com. This makes me feel real good because how Nick Cannon is acting in this situation, how he's hitting back. We discuss it on a regular basis on the Vicki Show. Who's planted is it, family? Who's planted? That's what Diamond and Silk calls it. You know what I'm saying. planted. They don't call it a planet. They call it a planted. Whose planet is it, family? Whose planet are we on right now, family? Somebody say, this is our planet. We're the mothers and fathers of civilization. We wake up in the morning saying that. Is that right, family? When we wash the car, we say, what? This is our planet. This is our mantra. When we're brushing our teeth, what do we say when we're looking in the mirror, family? This is our planet. When we're taking our bubble baths, ladies, and when you're showering, brothers, and when you're shaving, brothers, somebody talk black to me, and you're throwing your little lotions and stuff on. What are you doing? What are you saying in those moments? When you on hold. Look at me. When you're on hold. What are you saying while you're on hold? This is our planet. Excuse me, Miss. What did you say? Excuse me, Miss Dillard. Oh, I was just. Go ahead, sweetie. I'm waiting for you to get your thing. Thank you, Vicki. Keep going. Keep going. Thumbs up, thumbs up. 1,500 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. I'm here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. So don't miss me live here. And of course, you can see us at other platforms and other time zones, but live weekdays, FlyNubianQueenTV.com. So make sure that you're subscribed. Watch this. I just get excited. In a lengthy statement, no, let me go back. After they fired him, what did Nick do in return? He demanded ownership of what? His MTV and VH1 series Wild 'N Out. What else did this black man ask for? He asked for an apology. Watch this, watch this, watch this. In a lengthy statement posted on his Facebook page, remember I told you I first went to his Facebook page and saw that there. In a lengthy post on his Facebook page, watch this. Early Wednesday, Cannon wrote, if I had furthered the hate speech, I wholeheartedly apologize, but now I am the one making demands. He said, but now I am the one making the demands. I demand full ownership of my $1 billion Wild 'N Out brand that I created, and they will continue to misuse and destroy without my leadership. Somebody put billion in the y'all gotta tell me to calm down. Vicki, calm down. I'm getting ready to sling these curly braids around the globe. I know some of our people was tuning in from Holland yesterday. I know my Caribbean family lets me know they're tuned in. Some of our European family always lets us know. And of course, those of us here in the United States, black family, watch this. Somebody please put billion in the chat. Just put the word billion in the billion in the chat. Billion. God, today. What did he say? Nick said, oh, okay, whatever. If you think I furthered the hate speech, okay. Now that we done talking about the peripheral, now that I'm done scratching you. This is what you're getting ready to do. He says it again. But now I am making the demands. See, this is what we do with reparations. God, today. This is what we're telling Joe Biden and Donald Trump and all of America. We're telling you to cut the check. We're not asking. We're telling you to cut the check. See, we're making demands. Somebody say $1 billion demands. Are we asking for crumbs anymore, family? No, because we built this. Somebody talk black to me. Watch what he says again. I am the one making the demands. I won't scream until I finish reading this sentence again, family. I demand full ownership of my $1 billion Wild 'N Out brand that I created. Who created it, family? Who are the creators, the original creators on this planet? Who would that be? He said, my $1 billion Wild 'N Out brand that I created, and they will continue to misuse and destroy without whose leadership? He said, without my leadership. Let me tell you something, black woman. Let me tell you something, black man. It's now time for us to rule. Don't you know that you're the boss? Don't you know that you know how to make things run? I know you haven't been made to see yourself in positions of power, but I want you to know that you got what it takes. I want you to know that what qualifies you, are y'all ready? I'm about to get in trouble. See, this is what got Nick, quote unquote, in trouble when he started to talk about identity and who we really were. God, today. What did I just say? Listen, listen, listen. He says he's making the demands for his $1 billion Wild and Out brand that he created and that will continue to misuse. They will continue to misuse and destroy without his leadership. I want you to know that you're worthy of leadership. I want you to know that what qualifies you is your birthright. The fact that you were born with a powerful identity is what qualifies you to rule your planet. You have certain talents, gifts, and aptitudes that was given to you by your creator. You need to activate those things and see God today. Make an assessment of your individual world, your particular world, and you go to work. Somebody say, I was born for this. I want you to know you were born for this moment of this global pandemic, this moment of the Black holy uprising, this moment of difficulty, this moment of trauma, this moment of depression, this moment of climate change, this moment of godless leadership around the world, this moment of mass incarceration, this moment of being hunted down all over the globe, but especially in America, this moment of being targeted by the most powerful government on the planet to be taken out, whether through vaccines, whether through drugs, whether through poison water, whether through miseducation. You were born for this. Your birthright is what qualifies you to lead. And Brother Nick Cannon made it clear to Viacom that his $1 billion Wild and Out brand that he created will continue, he says, to be misused and destroyed without his leadership. May I tell you that the reason why the world is in its terrible condition, the reason why Wall Street, economics, business, religious institutions, government, law enforcement, arts and entertainment, education, the military, and all other areas of people activity, may I tell you that the reason why all of that is off is because it's not being ruled by the original people who are divinely connected and who are in their right minds. I'm not talking about those of you who are under the influence of your open enemies. Those of you who are in your right mind. We can keep reading. He goes on to say, I demand, after he demanded full ownership of his $1 billion brand, Wild and Out, he says, I demand that the hate and backdoor bullying cease. And while we're at it, now that the truth is out, I demand the apology. Woo! Viacom is tripping because they want him to apologize. But he says, I'm making some demands. The first thing he demands is ownership and his money. Then he demands, what does he demand next, family? He demands that the hate and backdoor bullying cease. And then he says, I demand an apology. That's an upset. Now, a minute ago, I mentioned sports. I brought that up because, correct me, family, because I could be wrong. Don't you guys tend to use so and so created a major upset. Isn't that normally a phrase that's associated with sports? Well, our brother here just created a major upset, not because like so many of your other moist bootlicks and unmanned men. I said, not like your other moist bootlicks and unmanned men. Our brother in a major upset demanded from these white supremacist networks and companies, you give me back ownership of my company, God, today. And then when you're done doing that, somebody talk black to me. You want me to apologize? This black man said you got it twisted. No, I demand you apologize. 2,000 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. It is our privilege and honor to serve you today by trying to inform, empower, and inspire you. On the count of 3, for those of you that haven't, please come in giving us the thumbs up, liking, and sharing. If you're watching us on flynubianqueentv.com, if you're watching us on one of our other platforms, please like, share, and subscribe and follow. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And every single one of you, please hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Listen. 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 The article goes on to say, this makes me feel so good. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. See, what happens is, some of you may say, well, Nick ain't all the way there. He ain't been like he should have been for the community 100%. He's off on this thing, Vicki, that we believe in Black society. Vicki, you know, he needs to get this other area of his life together as it relates to the Black society. Let me tell you something, family. You might be right about that. But when we see major signs of our Black family waking up, we want to encourage those things. And if we see they're taking a strong stand on one of the major principles that Black society and the Black grassroots is for, we want to encourage him in that thing, because you never know what other ways we might be able to persuade him. But on those major things that we agree, we want to stand beside our brother. Is that right? Shout out to you, HP, for your $50 gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Listen. So we encourage this particular area of our brother. We don't know what other ways he might be persuaded in the future. But when someone shows you a sign that they're headed in the right direction, you don't bust them in the side of the head, Black family, because they don't have it 100% together. When they got it going on in one major area like this and they're taking a stand, baby, you help them on that first step. And with that being said, I can't speak on every other area of our brother's life. I'm sure he's a work in progress. But on this particular area, when it comes down to business, how many of you all know I have told you constantly a quote that I heard Minister Farrakhan say in a lecture years ago? He said, business is warfare. He said, business is warfare, right? Watch this. Oh, baby, I'm getting ready to break down a revelation in just a little bit. Don't y'all go anywhere. You would be out of your mind to miss it today. Thumbs up, keep liking and share. Watch this, watch this. But in this particular area where our brother says, I want my ownership. I want ownership of my show that I created, the $1 billion brand that I created for you. And then he says, I want an apology. He says, I demand ownership. And then he said, I demand an apology. That area, those two things were manifestations. Are you ready for this? Of Black masculinity. Can I tell you something today? The reason why it's causing such an upset right now, Black family, is not only because They're attacking Nick Cannon because he's a proxy for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. See, they're mad at him because they know that he supported, he was in attendance of the minister's address on July 4th. They also know that there is some other influence there, even though he's not Muslim. But they're showing concerns about Minister Farrakhan's influence on black men. Watch this. I may go there tomorrow, so don't you dare miss tomorrow's series. God willing, inshallah. Listen. But in that area where Nick says, I demand ownership of my $1 billion brand, and when he says, I demand an apology, baby, that's black masculinity. See, black masculinity, it hits different than bussy. God today. Would you agree, black family, that those manifestations of black masculinity, it hits different than bussy? It shifts stuff. God today. Now you understand why they're attacking unapologetic black men. Because their power reverberates. It impacts God today. It shifts the tectonic plates of stuff. It makes the devil flee. Y'all play too much. Black masculinity hits different from bussy. Bussy don't have that kind of power. Bussy is retarded. And I'm not calling anyone a name. I'm talking about in the truest definition of the sense. Meaning your growth is limited. Hit different. Bussy don't do that. Bussy don't have that kind of power. Bussy don't scare nothing. See, when a lion roars, when the king of the jungle roars in the lion, somebody talk black to me. Every knee gonna bow. Woo! Viacom in just about 5 minutes. And let me tell you something right now, black family. Let me tell you something right now. Some of you are already manifesting doubt. Some of you are already talking about what they're going to do to stop him on his next move and his next move and his next move. Some of you are already talking about the limits of black power. Some of you are talking about, well, yeah, he might go and work with Diddy and do this, but they're going to try to hem them up on this area over here. Let me tell you something. It's written in the Holy Quran. Listen, and I'm paraphrasing here, that the enemy plans, but that God plans, and that indeed God is the best of planners. God today, I want you to understand that in some areas it may seem like it's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm talking to 2,200 black beautiful people in the digital building, not just black people. I'm talking to the other different peoples of around the world too, and I'm pleased that you are with the Vicki Show today. I'm sure I'm talking to some of our enemies too. Watch this, watch this. Have a seat. Court is in session. Court is in session. Watch this. We welcome you to learn. Oh, because there is a scripture that says that principalities and powers are our students. So we welcome you. 2,300 of you in the chat. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Shout out to my brother, Rizza Islam, in the digital building. Do you all know that's another black God that's in the digital building? Y'all, please, in the chat, shout out to Rizza Islam that's in the digital building. Somebody talk black to me. I want everybody that's in this chat, thumbs up, like, share. And make sure that at the bottom of the screen, you share this link out and tell everybody that the Vicki Show is on. But watch this. Seeing that God is the best of planners. Seeing that we're in the fullness of time. Some of you don't understand. This is an unusual time. When I tell you this is a holy time, some of you may say, well, our ancestors before tried this and it didn't work, Vicki. Shout out to you, Otis, for your $50 gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. Every one of you that are giving right now, I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. Some of you can say, well, what about the Honorable Marcus Garvey? He did some good stuff before. What about Dr. King? What about the Black Panther Party? They came up short, Vicki. May I tell you something? Black family, when a woman is 2 weeks she's still pregnant. Is that right? When a woman is 3 months, she's still pregnant. Is that right? When a woman is 6 months pregnant, she's still pregnant. Is that right, Black family? But when that 9th month hits or thereabout, even the doctor can prognosticate and try to prognosticate and foretell when the child may come. But it's only when spirit determines when that child's time to arrive comes. Watch this. When the mother gets ready to deliver at about the 9 months, that's called the fullness of time. Beloved, it may seem like the good work that our ancestors did. Ida B. Wells, Fannie Lou Hamer. Put some of their names in the chat, some of our ancestors. It may seem like they missed the mark. Baby, it doesn't mean that the Black nation wasn't pregnant when they were on the scene. It just means we had some more developing that we had to do. Some of you, I've been seeing some of your comments and I can just pick up your spirit, Black family. That's my job. That's what I do. That's my particular gift and that's my skill. That's my call. Even with an autoimmune illness, even when I was quarantined before the quarantine, even family when I'm considered to be medically disabled and can't even leave the house for days and weeks at a time. Black family, what I can do, such as I give from my home, from a laptop. Somebody talk black to me. I know some of you are saying, Vicki, this is too hard. I know some of you all are saying that we're outdone. I know some of you are saying that we're outmanned, but let me tell you something. Labor is messy. It may seem like it's going to get worse before it gets better, but when a woman is giving birth, I was talking to my mother about this, who had a bunch of children. God, today bless her heart. Somebody talk back, and my father is deceased. Allah be with him, and may he rest in power. But my mother, she was talking to me about this, how she got stretch marks. Lord have mercy. She said sometimes she couldn't sleep in the bed, y'all. She said she had to get on the floor with the pillow. That's what she told me. And she said she was more uncomfortable. She was more comfortable, rather, on the floor with the pillow when she was pregnant. Watch this. And she was getting closer and closer to her time to deliver. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. It was messy, y'all. It was bloody. Sometimes the water would break. It's inconvenient. It's expensive. God, today you look ugly. God, you inconvenience other people. Y'all play too much. Labor is messy, but something beautiful is on the horizon. Don't you give up. Don't you give in, baby. Push, push, push. And watch this. When a mother gets ready to give birth, guess what she does? Everybody else is inconvenienced. When she gets ready to give birth, she's the priority. Black family, do you hear me today? It's not that we don't care about what happens to Hispanic people, our brown brothers and sisters, and our red brothers and sisters, our yellow brothers and sisters. It's not that we don't care about no white people at all, but Black family. It's just that when a mother is getting ready to give birth, when the Black nation is getting ready to give birth, we are the priority. And guess what else that happens? God, today, I'm revelating for some of y'all today. Y'all play too much. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. 2,300 plus of you in the chat. Thumbs up, like and share. Somebody put the name of flynubianbusiness.com in there. Somebody put the name of Shop FNQ there. Y'all follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard while I give you this next revelation that Spirit is downloading. Vicki X Dillard on Instagram. Watch this. The other thing that happens with some of you mothers that gets ready to give birth. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to help you when it comes down to our demand for reparations. I'm going to help you when it comes down to the rules and regulations. Let me help you real quick and take a sip real quick because my mouth is getting dry from this medicine. If a woman is getting ready to give birth and she needs to get to the hospital, she needs to get to the hospital quick. Watch this. The people that's going to transport her to the delivery room, do you think they're going to follow? Do you think that they're going to follow all of the traffic laws? Y'all play too much. The regular rules and regulations regulations don't apply to a woman that's getting ready to give birth. And if a police is foolish enough to pull the car over and try to, if a police pulls him over and says, "What are you speeding for, sir?" And he says, "Look, my wife is pregnant. Watch this, watch this, watch this." Guess what that police better do if he has some sense? The police better do what? He better turn on his sirens. And the police is going to start what? Shifting traffic to help escort them there. What am I trying to say? Because the Black family is giving birth, family. Everything has to adjust. Rules, regulations, policies, reparations. Hear me today. They're going to have to adjust to accommodate our demands. Somebody talk black to me. Somebody say, "Vicki, calm down. I'm sweating. It's hot up in here." It doesn't mean my neighbor next door right here in the car in the lane next to me don't mean that you don't need to get to work. It doesn't mean that you don't need to go pick up your daughter from school. It just means that I'm giving birth right now. And so I'm the priority. So everything has got to get out the way. The normal laws don't apply to me. They're going to have to adjust. Are y'all hearing me today? That ain't where I was supposed to go with this. God, today, I'm supposed to be talking about who? Nick Cannon. Thumbs up, like and share, family. Don't forget to check out, if you want to learn how to build a Black business from Black people, go to flynubianbusiness.com. That's our business school. For a rock bottom price, go there. And if you want to learn how to invest, check out flynubianmoney.com. Watch this. Watch this. It says the article. Shout out to you, all of you who are giving. All of you who are giving, I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. All of the financial gifts. It says that the performer alleges that Viacom CBS recently banned all advertisement that supported George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, who are still seeking justice for. Did y'all hear that? Nick Cannon is revealing this 2 Thessalonians 2 man. Nick Cannon, it says, the performer alleges that Viacom CBS recently banned all advertisement that supported George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, who we are still seeking justice for. Did you all know that? Shout out to you, Tony, for your $50 gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. Cannon also claims he personally reached out to Viacom CBS chair Sherry Redstone, her last name is spelled Redstone, to have a conversation of reconciliation and actually apologize if I said anything that pained or hurt her or her community, and received no response. Viacom CBS claims that Cannon did not attempt to connect with Redstone. Quote, "It is absolutely untrue that Nick Cannon reached out to the chair of Viacom CBS," a Viacom spokesman told Variety. In regard to the claim about ads related to the deaths of Floyd and Taylor, Viacom CBS rep directed Variety to a statement in a July 12th Wall Street Journal story in which a company spokesperson said that the ad block was related to a show called Revenge Prank and that we didn't want to be insensitive by placing ads for it next to important and serious topics such as Black Lives Matter. This is standard practice we use with our media agency to ensure that our ads don't come across as tone deaf or disrespectful. It goes on and says, Cannon goes on to list his achievements over the last 20 years, including the executive producing and hosting Fox's The Masked Singer. Did you all know that? My hope and original goal was to use this moment to show healing and acceptance and prayed that Viacom would use their powers for good. Instead, I am now receiving death threats. Did y'all hear that? Hate messages calling me an ungrateful N and beyond, said Cannon, who was retweeting messages of support from fans as well as critics calling him the N-word well into the early hours of Wednesday. You guys have the nerve to sit there and call us our men misogynistic, black, toxic masculinity, homophobic, anti-Semitic. but you are silent as a church mouth when it comes down to death threats that our Black families receiving? Oh, you hypocrites. I want to tell you something. Can I tell you a secret? As powerful as all of this is, it's more to the story than this. What is it, Vicki? I titled today's show, what? The hidden reason. Y'all, I just got to do what the Spirit is telling me to do right now and connect this to a revelation that I literally got a couple of hours or so before I came home. I said I wanted to reveal to you the what? The hidden reason Viacom fired Nick Cannon. Watch this. Shout out to you, Jamila, for your $50 gift. I blessed your gift 1,000-fold. Thank you, Vicki. You are on it. Thank you, beloved. It's my privilege. Watch this. Somebody say we stand with Nick Cannon. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. So I took a picture from one of our brother's Instagram pages, social media pages. Secret reasons. Remember I told you it wasn't just that, right? And I noticed, my God, today, I noticed Nick Cannon had this image up on his page. I hope y'all ready for this. I just really do. I just hope y'all are ready for this. I hope y'all are ready for this. I took a picture of it on one of his social media pages. Let me know if you all have seen this. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. 2,500 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. We're so pleased that you're with us today. Shout out to you, Kalia Smith, for your gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. 2,500 of you in the chat. Let us get some more thumbs up. Can we do that? And if you're watching us again on one of our other platforms where we're going to be played, syndicated, whatever time zone and time frame you're watching us on, please like, share, and follow on the count of 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up. When I show you this picture. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Watch this, y'all. So I found this picture on one of Nick's social media pages. Y'all ready for this? Do you all see that? Do you all see that? It's called Message to the Black Man in America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. If you all watch the Vicki Show at all, you know that I have referenced this book as well. This book doesn't say message to the Muslim. It doesn't say message to the Christian. It doesn't say message to the unbeliever. It says message to who? The Black man in America. So this is not about religion. This is about a message, period, to Black men in America. Watch this. Somebody, you're asking me about my Cash App page, beloved. I don't usually tell my Cash App over there, but my moderators will put the link in the chat for my Cash App. But I thank all of you who are supporting the Super Chat for Fly Nubian Queen. When you support the Super Chat here, it goes right back into this Black network to support all of these beautiful women here that give content. But my personal Cash App, my moderator will put in the link is in the chat. So just look for that in just a moment. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Watch this. So you guys, our brother had that up on his social media page. Did y'all see that? He had a book. Lord have mercy. He had a book talking about message to the black man. Isn't that something? Watch this. And so as I was thinking about when they first got mad at Nick, you all know about his interview, right? That he did with Professor Griff, where he used the word savage to describe white folk, right? And they didn't like it. And so in that interview, he also said that we are the what? Original Hebrew people, and they didn't like it. Breakfast Club did a little piece on it a little bit ago as well that was released today, right? I'm going somewhere. Y'all just hang out with me. Just hang out with me. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Watch this. Watch this. So they did a piece on the Breakfast Club. And they discussed, and they played, of course, a clip of the interview that upset the powers that shouldn't be with our brother, right? I want you to listen to a little bit of it real quick. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Listen to a little bit of this from the Breakfast Club discussing Nick Cannon being fired. Oh, I'm going somewhere. Y'all with me? Listen to this piece.
Of his YouTube show, Cannon's Class, and they are saying that he is anti-Semitic and that he has bizarre racial theories. He was talking with Professor Griff, former Public Enemy figure, who also was kicked out of Public Enemy for making similar claims in an interview then. Here is what Nick Cannon had to say about Black people being the true Hebrews.
When we go as deep.
Now, this is what set them off about him. Y'all just hang out with me. I'm going somewhere. Don't forget the book and then listen to what he said.
Is the Rothschild, centralized banking, the bloodlines that control everything, even outside of America. When we talk about the people who, if we were truly the children of Israel, and we're defining who the Jewish people are, because I feel like if we actually can understand that construct, then we can see that there is no hate involved. When we talk about the lies, the deceit, how the fake dollar controls all of this, then maybe we can get to the reason why they wanted to silence you, why they wanted to silence Minister Farrakhan, and they want to throw that we are having hate speech when it's never hate speech, when it's not. You can't be.
What did he say? He said, we're having hate speech. We're not giving the hate speech. But whose name did he just drop there just a minute ago, Black family? He mentioned Minister Farrakhan again. Minister Farrakhan's teacher and those who think similarly is the author of this book. Is that right, Black family? I'm going somewhere with this. I think my Hebrew brothers and sisters are going to be able to follow me on this in just a minute. Watch this. A principle. A principle. Where's my key? Thought I had my key right here. A principle. Here we go. Principle. Watch this.
Anti-Semitic when we are the
people we are talking about have the freedom to respond.
You can't be anti-Semitic when it's never hate speech, when it's not. You can't be anti-Semitic when we are the Semitic people, when we are the same people that they want to be. That's our birthright.
Here's the thing, right? We all have freedom of speech, but we're not free of the content.
Now that's Charlemagne the God talking now. He said, by birthright, we're the original. What's wrong with saying that we are the original? Why does it offend someone when we begin to come into the knowledge of our identity? I'm going somewhere. Are y'all hearing me today? Are y'all hearing me today? What's going on? Because my brother is using language like birthright. God, today. He's using language talking about our birthright and us being the original. Y'all hear me today. And then he talks about Minister Louis Farrakhan. Let me tell you something. Shout out to my Hebrew black family. But can I tell you something? When it was one of the first groups and people that was on the scene that was talking about that we are the original people, that we're the chosen people, that we were the true and original Hebrews, before I knew of a Hebraic group or a messianic group in these United States of America. Did you know that last century, the Nation of Islam and its leaders and officials were discussing that? I'm going somewhere. I'm just saying, let's focus on, let's rally around what we can agree on. Let's not major on minors and minor on majors. Are y'all hearing me today? Let's keep the main thing, black family. Watch this.
Consequences of that speech. Every time we open our mouths on radio, podcast, TV, to have those types of conversations, it's a good chance we might offend someone. And even though we are free to say what we want, the people we are talking about have the freedom to respond how they want to respond. This is how they chose to respond, by firing Nick Cannon. That's what you can do.
Well, we
have
didn't.
the power. And if it's
No, I want to play the next part of what he had to say about white people.
Listen.
That was also trending. Here's what else he said.
Listen.
The people that don't have it are a little less in where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion when they were sent to the mountains of Caucasus, when they didn't have the power of the sun.
He said they were sent to the Caucasus Mountains. He said they didn't have the power of the sun. Did he drop the name Minister Farrakhan again? I need somebody black to talk black to me.
That sun then started to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of fear. They're acting out of low self-esteem. So therefore, the only way that they can act is evil.
Exactly.
So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the melanated people.
Right.
They had to be savages.
Now, see, that's a whole different conversation, though, because to sit here and act like white.
Now, watch this. He used the word they had to be savages. So white folks done lost their minds. Can I tell y'all something? I want to ask you white people something. You guys didn't get this outraged at George Floyd. You guys didn't get outraged at the behavior of your killers against our people. So when I look up the word savage, let's look at the definition savage. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. 2,800 of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. We're so pleased that you are with us today. I'm going to need every single one of you to hit that thumbs up button on the count of 3 and hit that notification bell. Are y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, back family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Watch this. He used the word savage, right? They're mad that he used the word savage to describe how they're manifesting themselves. Whose show does that sound like, black family? Those of you that tune in regularly to the Vicki Show, where we're giving it like this every day of the week, I'm going to ask you, whose show does that sound like? When you're describing someone that's being sneaky and a backstabber, don't you use language like calling them a snake to describe the manifestation of those particular behaviors and traits that they're manifesting? The scripture in the book of Daniel, in the book of Revelation, describes nations that are unruly as animals to describe certain traits that they're manifesting. Is that right, family? But when we think about the definition, family, of savage, the definition of a savage means describing an animal as savage means that it's true to its wild, ferocious nature. But if you describe a person or actions of a person as savage, it means cruel or brutal. Somebody talk black to me. Dorothy said, teach goddess, I'm doing my bless. I bet I'm blessing your gift 1,000-fold. Listen. So it says the definition of the word cruel, when you're describing a person, it means one who's cruel. The word savage, it means one who's cruel or brutal. After they surrounded Ahmaud Arbery with guns drawn, And after the younger McMichael shot him twice, he stood over his dead corpse and he said, "You effing nigger." Somebody talk black to me. What kind of behavior, white people, how would you describe that? When we look at our sister Breonna Taylor and we found out that you came in the dead of night, some report said that she was even naked and in the middle of the night, undercover, without proper notification, dressed in plain clothes. You riddled her body with 8 bullets. What kind of behavior would you call that? When Rayshard Brooks in a Wendy's parking lot, after he was shot, they have evidence that his killer said, "Got him." And I did a show after that, after he murdered him. And what else did he say? After he killed him, he said he still had an adrenaline rush. How would you describe that? The McDaniels who murdered Ahmaud Arbery, his wicked sister, that disgusting Becky, she joined in and she took a picture of his dead body. And she put it on what, family? What site did the McDaniels sister, what site did she put the picture of Ahmaud Arbery on, black family? How would you describe that behavior? George Floyd. We're just using the most recent high-profile examples. George Floyd, when they murdered our brother. While they murdered him, he was still saying, "Sir, please, sir, 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 sir." These are the people that you guys mislabel as anti-Semitic. The Black Holocaust has lasted 465 years, and we walk amongst our tormentors and hadn't murdered them. We walk amongst our tormentors and say, "We forgive you." How dare you call us anti-Semitic? But you are of your father, the devil. He was a liar from the beginning. When he lies, it's consistent with his character. When Derek Chauvin, for 9 minutes approximately, had his knee on our brother's neck, with his hands in his pocket, knowing he was being recorded and unmoved by it. What type of behavior, white people, would you call that? When you sentence us to unjust prison terms and you destroy and rip up families, you rip up careers, you rip up businesses, and you rip up the black community, what kind of behavior do you call that, judge in your black robe? When we've proven in no limit of time that it was the U.S. government that brought heroin and crack cocaine into the black neighborhood so that they can fund their illegal and covert war that Congress refused to fund. Somebody say Iran-Contra. Somebody say Freeway Ricky Ross. You guys funded that war by funneling drugs into a community, making money off of black folk, sentencing them to prison, making brand new drug dealers. What kind of behavior do you call that? When you know that your government is responsible for the murder of Black people and Black organizations, when you find out that it was the United States government that was responsible for Malcolm X's murder and Dr. Martin Luther King, when you find out they were responsible for mischief making and the destruction of untold other Black people and organizations, what kind of behavior do you call that? So you are mad because we are properly identifying you. Somebody talk Black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. 2,900 of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. We're so pleased that you are with us today. Please hit that thumbs up button, like and share and subscribe. Every single one of you, we want you to know that we have a store at shopfnq.com. Somebody say shopfnq.com. Get all kinds of apparels, book bags, journals, mugs, and other things at shopfnq.com. We have a school at flynubianbusiness.com. And I want you to let you know, starting next week, I'm starting back up my question and answer portion of my mastermind. Of course, I've been doing the mastermind for some time, took a short break, and getting ready to start doing direct answering questions and answers, where I'm going to be dropping metaphysical principles in there too at clubvicky.com. If you want to participate, you will be out of your mind to miss the Vicki Mastermind class. It's an exclusive group where I'm going to be there live with you, and I'm going to be dropping a few metaphysical principles, and I'm going to be answering some of your most pressing questions in that interview. I've heard unbelievable testimonies of folks who have received a gem, a nugget that has totally changed your life. Clubvicky.com. Somebody put that in the chat. Clubvicky.com. You can't beat the price. It's going to help you once a week on Wednesday evenings. You're going to be able to meet with me for at least an hour. Clubvicky.com. That's clubvicky.com. Watch this. Watch this. Barbarism is another word that we need to discuss. Of course, you can hear the word barbarian. You can see the connection with the word barbarian in the word barbarism, right? What is barbarism? Barbarism is the absence of culture and civilization. The definition for barbarism means extreme cruelty or brutality. I'm getting ready to reveal a secret to you in just a moment. A revelation to you, rather. I just wanted to ask white people, how would you describe that? You guys are getting mad because when we use those terms, savage, when we use those terms, cruel and barbaric, it's exposing your identity too. Nick not only pointed to the identity of the original people on the planet, but that word, savage, it hit you the wrong way. Didn't like that. But seeing that we are your mothers and fathers, and we know you better than anybody, we know well who you are. And we are the most qualified to describe who you are. I'm going to read something that my brother, I saw something on Twitter from my brother 19 Keys. He don't even know that I'm reading this. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Thank you so much for tuning into the Vicki Show. Do not miss my show tomorrow, family. Don't miss the show tomorrow. I'm getting ready to break it down again tomorrow. I do my best to do that every day. Don't miss the Vicki Show tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. right here on flynubianqueentv.com. The reason why I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell is that way you'll get notified when they send out the notifications. I want you to get notified because there are other queens on this network. I'm not the only one. So I don't want you to miss their content either. So make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe, okay? And hit the bell that says receive all notifications. Watch this. My brother put this on Twitter earlier today. We all know these details. You all know I give you long historical references, right? But I want to capsulize something through his tweet. He says, last week, we were just having an open discussion about white America and the world and about why Nick Cannon's statements were 100% right. Whites were even apologizing. I mean, we don't even have to go back to the caves of Europe to tell history. Lynching parties, sex farms. These are things that our open enemy was engaged in against us. We who are the Black Holocaust survivors. Somebody say the Black Holocaust. How many of you all know that the Black Holocaust is the Black Holocaust It's the diabolical and oppressive and tyrannical and murderous and barbaric situation that our open enemies put us in. We experience some of the most inhumane treatment for longer than anybody else. I said we experience what, family? The Black Holocaust, because it continues today, for longer than anybody else. That's why we're the priority. But my brother says this. He says we don't even have to go back to the caves of Europe to tell history. He says lynching parties, sex farms, cannibalism, chattel slavery, black codes, alligator bait babies, where they would put black babies in the swamps for alligators, redlining, private prison, forced HIV inoculation, syphilis experiments, KKK, church bombings, black political assassinations, organ harvesting. I mean, we could go on. Now I'm asking you, black family, how would you describe yourself? And that's just some of the madness. You all know I've discussed a lot of those things in detail, but I wanted to read to you from a tweet because it put a lot of these different concepts in just a couple of lines. White folks are all in their feelings. When you white people need to be upset about your ancestors and about those of you that's roaming the earth today that still got your foot on our neck, instead of you being outraged by your behavior. And you're proving that you're no different than your parents. You're proving every day that you're no different than your fathers and your wicked mothers. How would you describe what I just said? To my Hebrew people that's in the digital building, to my Jewish people that's in the digital building, to my Christian people, my Muslim people who have a respect for the scriptures, those of you that may not be any of that, but you understand that there are certain gems in the scriptures. I want to show you something that I saw in 2 Kings chapter 22. How many of you all know I told you that whenever you hear me quote from Holy Writ, from Quran, from Bible, and any other insightful gem from some of our black minds and from our ancestors in particular, how many times I've told you that we're not taking the revelation and the interpretation of our open enemy. See, that's what messed you up. When that white supremacist told you that your heaven was in the sky, while you were building their heaven on earth in the plantations, they kept telling you you're going to get it when you die. While you built their heaven on earth. We're not taking that interpretation. When they told you that the devil was some invisible force that you can't see, when in fact we know 2 Thessalonians says that it's a man of sin that's going to be revealed. And I've told you over and over again, the reason why we're seeing all these manifestations of all these Karens, the manifestation of all of these white supremacist outrage, the reason why we're seeing so many black deaths captured by phone, is because it's the man of sin being revealed. 2 Thessalonians says that. I told you that the scriptures for us, the right interpretation, is intelligence that our ancestors left for us. It's not about a restrictive religious thing. It's about having an understanding that they left us secrets. I am of the belief, according to the teachings, that 75% of scripture is actually prophetic, meaning it has not actually happened yet. And that 25% of scripture is history. I believe that. So when I tell you that the children of Israel is not talking just about some people from thousands of years ago, that the children of Israel is you, because we're the only people that fits that description of being in a foreign land for over 400 years, being oppressed. We're the only people that fits the description in the book of Isaiah when it says it would be a people that would be warehoused in prison houses. There's only one group of people that has that testimony. When it discussed that we would be conveyed in ships, what other group of people you know were put on ships, in the hulls of ships? Baby, it's only one people that fits that description. But I told you before, you've got to decode certain parts of scripture. I told you before that the scriptures are you got to understand it speaks in algorithms. And your open enemy knows the real you, just like J. Edgar Hoover knows who the real you is. Your government, the FBI under COINTELPRO, research this governmental document. They said that one of the major aims of the COINTELPRO was what? To prevent the rise of a black messiah. If they're concerned about a black messiah, and they mentioned the possibilities could be Dr. King, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and they mentioned some others, they were all black men. That means that your government knows that the Jesus that's coming is not some stringy-haired, pale-faced, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus. He's not coming out the sky. He's coming through a black womb in America. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm almost done. Thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. 2,900 of you in the chat. Let's do it again, family. Those that just coming in, hit that thumbs up button. We actually do that because it draws other folks into the podcast. Again, don't forget, don't miss my special show tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss my special show here tomorrow. 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on flynubianqueen.com. Are you ready? Everybody, while I'm preparing this next thing I'm going to read you, we're almost done. Don't go nowhere. On the count of 3, hit that thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm getting it. Hold on. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. 3,000 of you in the chat today. Wow. That's a heavy show for the Vicki Show. I'm so honored that you tuned into the Vicki Show right here on flynubianqueentv.com. Thank you for supporting Black media. Thank you for supporting me. I also want you all to meet me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard and follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Let me tell you what happened. The Spirit reminded me of something from 2 Kings chapter 22. Wow. I was thinking on this Nick Cannon situation. And in 2 Kings chapter 22, remember what I said the whole title of this thing is, right? What did I say? What did I say? I said the hidden reason. The hidden reason Viacom fired Nick Cannon. Watch this. In the book of 2 Kings chapter 22, it tells of a story of a righteous king by the name of Josiah. Remember, Josiah, remember I told you that scripture is about what? It's divine intelligence. So we got to focus on the principle that it's teaching us, right? So in 2 Kings chapter 22, it tells of a story of a righteous king by the name of Josiah. Josiah became king at the age of 8 years old. Yes, 8. And he was considered to be one of the most just and righteous kings that ever was in terms of Israel. He specifically ruled Judah. Watch this. Some years later, Josiah, in honoring God, decided that he was going to get rid of the false idols. What false idols? We'll go there in a minute. Get rid of the false idols and to rebuild the temple of God. Of course, when you deal with synagogues, when you deal with temples, when you deal with mosques and churches, that's deemed to be what? The place where God dwells. It's a connection point. Is that right? It's a bridge. Watch this. Bless you and thank you, sis. You're so welcome. It's my privilege. Listen, Josiah decided that to honor God, he was going to rebuild the temple. And in rebuilding the temple, Josiah sent out one of his officials to pay the builders of the temple. And when he went to the temple, when Josiah sent one of his officials to pay for those that were building the temple, one of the priests in the temple said he found something. I heard somebody say that Judah is in the building. Some of our Hebrew family is in the building. Hebrew family, where am I going with this? What did the priest find that was in the temple? Black family, this has to do with you. What did the priests find in the temple? What was hidden in the temple? Lord, have mercy. May I tell you? May I tell you what was hidden in the temple? Alice says, Queen, I love that I found you. I need more of your knowledge. Oh, thank you, beloved. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. I can't see your whole comment because it's moving so fast, but thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. That's right, the oracle. What did he find? Let me tell you. Read this later, family, because this is a code for us in 2020. This is a principle. This is a principle that I'm talking about. In 2 Kings chapter 22, verse 8, it says, Hilkiah, the high priest, said to Staphan, the secretary, this is who Josiah sent out to make payments and to check on the things related to the temple that was being rebuilt, refurbished and stuff. The high priest said to the secretary, I have found the book of the law in the temple of the Lord. Don't run away from me. I'm talking about a principle, Black family. I'm talking about a principle. I'm talking about a principle. God, today. He says, I found the book of the law in the temple of the Lord. He gave it to Staphan, who read it. Then Staphan, the secretary, went to the king and reported to him, your officials have paid out the money that was in the temple of the Lord and have entrusted it to the workers and supervisors at the temple. I'm at verse 10. Again, this is 2 Kings chapter 22. Then Staphan, the secretary, informed the king, Hilkiah, the priest, I'm talking about the principle, has given me a book. And Staphan read from it in the presence of the king. When the king heard the words of the book of the law, he tore his robes. Oh my God. Y'all, please listen. I'm talking about the principle. I'm trying to give you a key. 3,200 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. We're in here heavy today. It's such an honor to have you here. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Listen, he gave these orders to Hilkiah the priest. He said, go and inquire of the Lord for me and for the people and for all of Judah about what is written in the book that has been found. Great is the Lord's anger that burns against us because those who have gone before us have not obeyed the words of this book. They have not acted in accordance with what is written, but in accordance with all that is written in, not acted in accordance with all that is written there concerning us. Let me tell you something. These manuscripts, these scrolls, the things that we now call books, let me help you understand something. What did I tell you this was a picture of? Our brother Nick. This was on his social media. Y'all play too much page. I told you one of the secret reasons. This book, Black family, is a representation of a mindset of Black liberation. This book, inside this book, it tells who the God is and who the devil is. God today. This book that Nick Cannon was reading scared the hell out of our open enemy because it's revealing the man of sin and it's revealing who the real God is. It's keys in this book that let us know the nature of our open enemy and other secrets, God, today, of empowerment. Hebrew family, don't get me wrong. There are other interpretations of it perhaps, but there is a key and there is a principle, Black family. There is a key and there's a principle that this priest said. He found a book. He found a scroll. Is it possible in 2020, even though this copyright is from 1965, is it possible that there is a scroll, there is a manuscript that has a key, that has an answer for the Black nation? This book does not say message to the Black Muslim. It doesn't say a message to the Black Hebrew, to the Moor. Somebody talk Black to me. This says message to the Black man in America. Could something in this book be applicable for us in 2020? Is it possible that the reason why they lashed out at Nick and called him anti-Semitic? Is it the reason why they're trying to mess with his money and his influence? Could it be the reason, Black family, they're scared about a secret that's lodged in this book? A scroll and a manuscript found, and it's been with us all this time. Just like the scroll that the priest found, it was there all along. It's just a question. Shout out to you, Candy, for your $50 gift. She said, you're on fire as usual. We love and appreciate you. I love you back, Candy. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. 3,200 plus of you in the chat. We're so pleased you've tuned into the Vicki Show. I need to make sure that every single one of you, if you haven't heard about it, I have a mastermind class and I'm going to be doing again this upcoming Wednesday, clubvicki.com. I need every single one of you to sign up for clubvicki.com, clubvicki.com. I need you all to check out our store at flynubianbusiness.com. Check out our store at flynubianbusiness.com so that you can get all kinds of apparel. And also our business school at flynubianbusiness.com. I'm going to tell you something. During this interview that you heard of Charlemagne the God, Charlemagne says something about a teacher. I'm almost done. Charlemagne says something about that whenever we're talking about anti-Semitism, Charlemagne was in that referencing that. He said that we need to make sure that we have a rabbi as a part of the conversation. I'm sure Charlemagne meant well. Listen.
Act like white people don't have a history of mass racial violence in this country is just inaccurate. There's a long list of mass racial violence, savagery, if you want to call it, murder, whatever you want to call it, from white people on damn near everybody in this country.
It's not whatever you want to call it. I'm not tripping with him. I want you to know, Black family, they're getting mad because we're calling a thing a thing. They don't like us using the word savage because they know the word savage sounds more like something that belongs to the people of outside. Y'all know I call people like that mobile homes. I call you white people. When you act like you're from the caves and from outside, don't get mad. Get mad at your wicked behavior. Get mad at your rebellion. Get mad at the fact that you refuse to obey rules and the laws of God. Get mad at yourself. You mad because we are righteously calling you what you're acting like? How dare you? You want us to be careful. You want us to be polite in how we're describing your actions when we see you press the life force out of George Floyd. You want us to be careful to not call you a savage?
Racial violence has been a distinct part of this country since 1660, and that's a fact. And I don't even have to begin to run down the long list of violent, murderous, savage acts from white people in this country. I would just encourage you all to go to blackpast.org, and look at all the racial violence folks have experienced at the hands of white people. So that part of the conversation, that's a whole different, that's a whole different conversation.
But then we also have a conversation to say that we need our own platform so we can speak on our own platform. So like you said.
Now watch what he's getting ready to say next, family. as you keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Again, don't forget to follow me. I want every single one of you to follow me also on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard and Dillard Vicki.
If we don't own a platform, if somebody has a problem with what we say or don't like what we say or feels offended, they can let us go at any given point.
That was still his YouTube talk show. Well, here's what Viacom CBS had to say. They released a statement. And, you know, he's the chairman of Teen Nick. Of course, he has Wildin' Out also. That's all Viacom. They said Viacom CBS condemns bigotry of any kind, and we categorically denounce all forms of anti-Semitism. We have spoken with Nick Cannon about an episode of his podcast, Cannon's Class on YouTube, which promoted hateful speech and spread anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. While we support ongoing education and dialogue in the fight against bigotry, we are deeply troubled that Nick has failed to acknowledge or apologize for perpetuating anti-Semitism, and we are terminating our relationship.
We know that's a lie. Nick did not perpetuate anti-Semitism, right, family? We've already discussed that Black folk are not anti-Semitic. I gave Jamil Hill, Jamami, Aunt Jemima Hill. Remember, we gave her that work yesterday, so you can pick up on the rest of that tomorrow. But listen.
With him.
Listen, Nick is my guy. I hate it had to be him, but that's what you can do when you have the power. And if it's one thing Jewish people have showed us is they have the power. I can't wait until the day Black people are able to fire people for saying things about us that we deem racist. We can barely get cops fired for actually killing us. They fired Nick for referencing a theory written by a psychologist, okay, on racism. Also, though, if you're going to have that conversation, have it with a Jewish scholar, have it with a rabbi, have it with...
Who is the Jewish scholar you're referring to, Charlemagne? Isn't that the problem in the first place? It's who we consider to be authorities on our life and our planet. Let me tell you something. That is exactly the problem. We know that there are Black Jewish scholars because we know that Judaism, like Islam, like Christianity, like every other African spiritual or even any other non-African practice, spiritual practice, every single one of them mostly are directly or indirectly inspired by or an offshoot of something that Black folk have created. The problem is who our teachers have been, baby. Most people, when they think of a Jewish scholar, they're going to automatically think, have a white person there who's a rabbi to tell you what's right and wrong about a book that's about you. That's been the problem, Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne, you don't know who you are. Jason Bourne, you're suffering from a temporary amnesia, baby. Because somebody else is controlling your mind. So I submit to you, Charlemagne, every one of the books, Bible, Quran, and otherwise, every single one of them are ours. God, today, every one of them are ours. And when it's in the right hands, the right revelation comes with the book. I told you that warfare began in the book of Genesis and it ends in the book of Revelation. Did I not tell you that? Do you not see it? In the beginning, when God was looking for Adam and Eve, and they said that we ran from you, we hid from you because we were naked. And he said, who told you that? That was warfare in the garden because it was a war of words. Somebody say that's the power of a book. From the beginning, the devil came, beloved, and twisted and flipped the script on who they were. They were already made in the image and in the image of God and after his likeness. Only a devil came and dropped a seed of doubt. And it was the same thing in the Garden of Gethsemane. When Satan was there and Jesus was praying, knowing that his time was coming near, the devil came to him at a moment that he was very vulnerable, and he fought against him using words. And he said to him, what? If thou be the Son of God. He said, if thou be the Son of God. He questioned his identity. But like Jason Bourne in the movie Bourne Identity, somebody put the word identity in the chat. Somebody put Bourne identity in the chat. Like Jason Bourne, the Black nation is rising up. And because some of us are dealing with the temporary amnesia, I've said this before, because some of us don't know who we are. Some of us decided to go on a hunt to find out who we are. And as we take this journey, as Jason Bourne was figuring out who he was, he started to manifest certain skills and capabilities, didn't he, family? He didn't know why he knew multiple languages. He did not know why he was such a good fighter. He didn't know why he was so intelligent. He didn't know why he had money stashed in a safe deposit box in another country, in another town. He didn't know why he had multiple passports where Jason could go in and out of all kinds of continents. I'm talking to you, black man and black woman. Jason went on a hunt to find out who he was. And when Nick Cannon was talking in that interview, Nick started to talk about our identity. And when he used the word savage, he was pointing perhaps to the identity also of our open enemy. Somebody talk black to me. It was a war of words. We are no longer going to rely on who you guys say are the rabbis and scholars. It matters who your teachers are. Some of you may be saying, Vicki, I don't agree with everything that the nation teaches. I don't agree with this, that, and the third. I'm trying to get you to focus on the main thing. That's the main thing. I want you to focus on these parts of the book that's beneficial to the whole black nation, knowing who you are and knowing who the enemy is and having a plan to build a black nation. That's in the best interest of all of us. Somebody say the Bourne identity. They're getting real mad because when you know who you are, that's going to bring about a new world, black family. Let me tell you something. I began to think about God today. The war of words. One of the main venues where words are used is in the teachings. Diane says, Vicki, where can I get that book? Thank you so much for saying that. You can get this at NOI.org. NOI.org. Somebody put that in the chat for me. Thank you for asking. Message to the black men, NOI.org. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Erica, I love watching and learning from you, Vicki. You're such an inspiration. It's my privilege. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. I know I missed several of you all giving. I bless all of your gifts 1,000-fold. Watch this. As you keep liking and sharing, like and share, don't stop. And again, if you're watching us on one of our other platforms, which we're so honored to have our shows played on other platforms, please follow us, please comment, and please share that broadcast. If you're watching us at a different time, in a different time zone, thank you so much. Watch this. I know some of you, black families, some of us have temporary amnesia. We don't know who we are, but we're coming into the knowledge of that, and your open enemy knows it. That's the reason why they're getting mad at Nick. Let me tell you something. I began to think about the war of words. Do you all know to this day that Amazon refuses to sell some of the books, volumes called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews? Do you all know that Amazon refuses to sell that? Do you all know that Netflix was supposed to do a musical special on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan a couple of plus years ago, but they stopped doing it? And according to a New York Times article, New York Times did a piece and said that it was Jewish people and organizations that pressured Netflix to pull that musical documentary of Minister Farrakhan. Why am I talking about that? Do you all know how they made it illegal for us to read and write before? Remember when they kept that from us? And remember when they made it legal for us, they started to intentionally miseducate us by putting lies in the books. Somebody say war of words. It matters who your teachers are. Watch this. Watch this. Amazon's refusal to carry that book And you know darn well they're carrying all kinds of other white supremacist book and histories on the Confederate and a whole bunch of other stuff. But they're not going to carry a righteous book that's telling the truth. By the way, that volume series that I'm talking about, The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, do you know that don't know that every single bit of that book, they're quoting mostly white Jewish scholars? They're using their own words. Watch this. Amazon's refusal to pay that means that they're trying to control our minds. They're trying to control what we read. Is that right, family? That's the same type of, they're operating in the same spirit and the same principle of them making it illegal for us to read and write or intentionally miseducating us. So I reached out to my brother because I wanted to get some facts right about the power of who your teacher is and the power of words. Watch this. Did you all know that one of the times this man last century, I said last century, do you all know that this man here had been in prison a couple of different times, I believe it is. And do you all know that at least one of the times that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who by the way, didn't have more than a 4th grade education, but he managed to build tens of millions of dollars worth of businesses in the 20th century. Who was his teacher? God today. How did a man from Georgia who had to quit school and didn't go beyond the 4th grade, how did he make giants? Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Minister Louis Farrakhan, and too many others to name. How did a man that didn't have more than a 4th grade education do that? I'm going somewhere. Watch this. There's a higher intelligence. There's another book, y'all play too much, that's available to us, Black family. And we've got to start having confidence in that. You all are still relying on white scholars and white scholarship to get you out of a rut that they put you in. You see the limits of the world's wisdom and knowledge because you look at the condition of the world right now. One of the times, this master teacher who made giants was in jail. I knew he was in prison because one time it had to do with schools. It had to do with him being arrested for teaching Black babies. The Honorable Minister the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught last century that if your open enemy, if they won't treat you right, they won't teach you right. God today, did you hear what I said? He says, if your open enemy, the one that did all that different thing, those different infractions that I just mentioned to you before, did you forget the infractions that I just mentioned from my brother 19 Keys that he put real succinctly in a tweet? Of course, you all know that follow the Vicki show, you know I go deep on this, but I just wanted you to remember some of the stuff that these white supremacists do. Our open enemy has done to the Black Holocaust survivors. We, the Black Holocaust survivors, who's endured some of the worst treatment ever known to man for longer. I said for longer than anybody else. Nobody has a 465-year track record of tyranny and persecution and oppression like we do. Remember he said, we don't even have to go back to Europe. He said, we just go to what? Your lynching parties here. These are all things they did against us. Your lynching parties, your sex farms, cannibalism, chattel slavery, black codes, alligator babies, redlining, private prisons, forced HIV inoculation, syphilis experiments, KKK, church bombings, Black political assassinations, organ harvesting. We could go on. Just those few things. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that people who did that to you, if they do that to you, what makes you think they're going to teach you right? So if they're trying to be your teachers, it means they're trying to control your mind. It's a war of words. What else are you saying, Vicki, before I get out of here? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. So when you have somebody like a Minister Farrakhan rise up, when you have somebody like Nick Cannon that's sitting here talking about all kinds of Black conscious, pro-Black liberation stuff, when you see some of your Black media folk, you all know who they are. Put some of your powerful Black media channels in here. The Final Call newspaper is one of them. Don't limit Black platforms to just social media. When you see certain Black media outlets, when they're constantly messing with our YouTube channels, they're constantly trying to ding us, they're constantly messing with us, we're going through all kinds of stuff. They're trying to control your thinking. They're worried about something. So I reached out to my brother to get my facts right, Brother Demetri Muhammad. He's one of the great scholars. And I said, brother, I know Minister, I said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I know he was jailed, he was in prison because the government, do you all know that one of the reasons he was in prison was that the U.S. government, that was just one of the reasons, the U.S. government was threatened by the Nation of Islam building their own schools. Do you all know they got like 140, I think, schools or so now around the country, and probably the world, even I should say, because I know we got some other mosques around here. But listen, I'm almost done. So I said, I know he was in prison because of that. Watch what he said. I see y'all putting their names in there. Somebody put Professor James Small. Somebody said African Diaspora. Yes, another channel I'm on. I do weekly shows on African Diaspora News Channel. Shout out to Phil. I'm missing some others. Minister Robert Muhammad. Y'all keep putting their names in there. Real Islam, put their names in there. Somebody said Jason Black, the Black Authority. Yes, he's powerful. Nuri Muhammad. Come on now. You all see the names. I can't keep looking at them. Watch this. So I said to my brother, Tariq, yes. Okay, I said I wasn't going to read no more. Watch this. So I told my brother Demetri, I said, Brother Demetri, I know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The government was so scared of Black folks teaching themselves that they imprisoned the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I said, I want to get my facts right on that, right? He said, yes, but guess what he told me? What really happened, how that came to be. The Nation of Islam, they were building their own schools, teaching their own people. The government felt that was a threat. I'm giving you facts, family. They don't teach you this in school. He said they arrested, this is one of the scholars. He said they arrested the teachers in the nation. They arrested the teachers. That's plural. Your government arrested Black teachers because they were teaching their own babies. That's how much of a threat. Somebody say war of words. When we start thinking for ourselves. He said they arrested the teachers. Watch what he said. This man who made giants. Guess what he said? This man did. Y'all watch this. I'm almost out of here. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Somebody said Nicole's View. I love her. Shout out to my sister. Minister Abdul Shahid. Oh, beautiful. Oh, y'all putting too many wonderful names in there. I can't read them all. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Somebody said Khalid Muhammad, may he rest in power. Definitely have deep respect for our dear brother. Watch this. Somebody said Dr. Rick Wallace. Oh my God, y'all listen to so many beautiful people. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Watch this. I'm done. He said they arrested the teachers. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said, went down and told them to arrest him because he was the teacher of the teacher. Woo, God, today. This man who was doing international business, import, export, raising up a bank last century, numerous businesses, farmland, which by the way, the nation has numerous schools, numerous acres of land where they're able to feed themselves and so forth, so many other things. And they raise up many entrepreneurs, many business owners. Watch this. Shout out to Black Magic. That's another good one. Black Magic 363. That's another one. Watch this. The teacher who was taught by a divine man who didn't have more than a fourth grade education, who raised up other teachers. Your government, this is how wicked America is to the Black Holocaust survivors, to the people who are foundational Black Americans, the descendants of American slavery. Your government arrested. He said they arrested the teachers And he, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, went down there and told them to arrest him because he was the teacher of the teacher. The question is, Black family, am I trying to say that this is the only man that is beneficial to Black folks? That's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to show you a powerful principle. But I do believe that he has some supreme information that's useful to the entire Black nation. And I'm trying to tell you, the last thing I want us to do is to sit here and legitimize the teaching and the beliefs and the mindsets and the scholarship of our open enemy, because they use even their scholarship to make mischief. That's when they use their scientists to study us and to inject us. I got to get ready to go. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing, family. Do not forget clubvicky.com. Everybody put that in the chat. Clubvicky.com. Sign up next week. I can't wait to see you. FlyNubianBusiness.com is our business school. Let me say this to you. I told you before, it may get worse before it gets better, but keep pushing. Labor is messy. Labor is bloody. Labor is inconvenient, but it's going to be worth it because there's a changing of the gods. White supremacy is not going to last. White supremacy is not going to always last. The people that lie, steal, kill, and destroy, that world is going out. And a new world based on freedom, justice, and equality is coming in. Watch this. I want you to know, Black family, that our open enemies are going to retaliate in a number of ways. So get prepared for that. Our Black collective wisdom will help us. Watch this. They're going to try to call their homies. They're going to demand favors from all of their white buddies and all of these systems and institutions to try to prevent, frustrate, and foil our efforts. But if you continue to resist the devil, it's not going to be easy, family. But if you keep resisting the devil, he will flee. Shout out to you, King, for your $50 gift. He says, battle for eternity. I battle with you. Oh, thank you, beloved. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Watch this. But don't give up. This thing we're engaged in, Black family, is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. Some of you all don't know how to deal with trouble. You don't understand that when everybody else is running out of breath and everybody else is fainting, you are just getting started. God, today, there's a such thing when a runner begins to run. I know this because before my illness, I would run all the time. It wasn't because I was the fastest. That wasn't where my strength was when being a runner. I was a long distance runner. I believed in slow and steady, baby. Y'all play too much. I knew how to go the distance. It's been years since I've been able to do this because of this autoimmune illness. But I believe one day I'm going to be able to do some kind of race, and I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to tell the whole world about it. And I'm going to do it on behalf of my sisters that's locked up in the prisons. And one of the ones that I was in a federal prison in Texas. Somebody talk Black to me. Mark my words. I'm going to be able to do it. I don't care if I got to stop every 5 or 6 blocks. I don't care if I got to get all kind of my mom and other family members and loved ones to come down there to support me and to have water for me and have medical accommodations at every block. I'm determined that I'm going to do it. Watch this. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Watch this. They're going to try to retaliate. But don't you give up, family. You got to know how to read trouble. When a runner runs, even when they're exhausted, when they're out of breath, when they feel that they're so tired, when they feel like that they can't take one step, when every bit of their body, we're screaming in pain, and we said that I'm about to stop right now. Let me tell you something. There's a such thing called a second wind. Woo, God, today. Sherry says, you are anointed, Vicki. Thank you, beloved. Watch this. There's a such thing as a second wind. When you feel like you can't go no further. When you feel like every ounce of your energy and power left you. And you have nothing else to give. We have a second wind. It matters who you listen to, family. Because you are what you eat. I'm not just talking about the physical food that you put in your body. You are what you eat. They're going to call their homies. But I want you to remember what you have in your hands, Black family. Don't forget you made the whole world. Don't forget you made America. And just like none of those different ones that's going to call favors in, if you stop singing, what will they do? If you stop playing, what will they do? You do know, I'm not saying this, I remember a long time ago, I can't even remember what lecture this was from. I heard Minister Farrakhan say something. Years ago. Y'all do know that a lot of our people, he didn't say this part, I'm saying this, but you all do know that Black folk and even other melanated people, we disproportionately make up some of the numbers in the military. What if some of our soldiers in the military, y'all play too much. What if our politicians and doctors, what if they decide to get on code? What if we say, y'all gonna retaliate? Whoa, God, today. If you say you gonna retaliate, what you gonna do? If we cease and desist playing your games, what you gonna do if we cease and desist singing your music? What you gonna do if we stop giving you our creativity and our ideas? What you gonna do? Those of us that disproportionately make up the numbers in the military, if we decide to get on code, what you gonna do? And I want to give this warning, and I promise you, I'm for real, just about done. Notice I said just about done. I want to warn some of you snitches and coons right now. The whole world knows that this is a special moment. The whole world knows that our time has come. The whole world knows that we're coming into the knowledge of who we really are. I want to warn some of you snitches and coons, you bed wenches, and you bones and biscuits. I want to warn some of you Aunt Jemimas. Some of you might be plotting right now with our open enemies. I want you to go ahead and start to stand down now before your secret meetings you've been having, before spiritually, I didn't say physically, I'm not reckless, before we spiritually hack into that meeting and expose what you're doing. Don't you dare underestimate the weapons and the power of the Black nation when we get on code. I'm not going to show you the scripture right now, but there is a prophet. His name starts with an E, where it says that he was able to tell them their secrets that they whispered in their bed chambers. So I want to warn you snitches, and I want to warn some of you agents that's trying to work with them. You better be careful. Not because Vicki Dillard is going to do anything to you physically, and not because Vicki Dillard is calling for violence to be brought to you. There is an army that's available that you can see, but there's an army that you can't see that's at work that will expose you. And there are supernatural, universal principles that's at work that might swallow you up in their power. So I want to warn you. I love you. My name is Vicki Dillard. Follow me here on FlyNewBigQueenTV.com live weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern right here. Make sure you hit that notification bell, that you subscribe, because I'm not the only queen here, and I don't want you to miss what the other sisters got going on and what they're saying, because they have beautiful contributions. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki, and follow me on my Facebook fan page at Vicki Dillard. You can also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel that I'm building slowly but surely at VickiDillard.tv. That's VickiDillard.tv. This is my bliss. It is an honor. It's an honor for me to come before you, Black family. I bow to you, Black family. The privilege to inform, inspire, and empower you, inshallah. Thank every one of you that gave, every one of you that didn't give, every one of you that commented, every one of you that liked, shared, and subscribed. Thank you. Our beautiful moderators, thank you. We're in our finest hour. We're just getting started. It might get worse before it gets better, but keep pushing. Don't give up, don't give in. Unify. Our collective wisdom, our unity is going to cause us to win, Black family. I can't wait to see you soon. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Ma'at hotep. Namaste. Free the land.